Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome home. First of all, welcome home. You've come to the right place. This is where it's at. This is where the drama is at. This is where the content is at. Welcome home, my love. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much, fam. You guys are loyal and I fucks with you and I love you guys for that. So, as always, I promised you guys a story time the other day and I promised you guys that I was going to film it on the same day, but I lied, as always. But and I'm here to form a story time. So I'm gonna tell you guys about the time when I dropped out of law school. Not law school, matric. When I dropped out of matric. Why am I saying law school? Because I never dropped out of law school. But you know, there was a time when I actually wrote a tweet about this and it was doing the rounds on Twitter, and there was just like a lot of confusion. Like everybody was just so confused. Like, hey, man, this girl, like, what are you saying? You dropped out of law? You dropped out of? Why do I keep saying law school? You dropped out of school because of a boy. And I had the guys, ne. Yo, I dropped out of school, and like there was just a lot of things that people were saying on Twitter, you know. But like 90% of the people were being positive, but that's only because I got my shit together, and I then later announced in the same thread, because you know, like I'm now like a lawyer. So then like people were like more like kinder and stuff like that. But there were some like assholes that were like really mean, and they were just like saying mean things like you're so stupid, you know, and stuff like that. But then asiko lapo, like we don't care about the haters and stuff. So anyway, I did spend the day with Vera. If you guys have been watching like the vlog, you will know that I've been with Vera, like, because I did say earlier on that I was gonna hang out with Vera. And while she's here, she's probably gonna join me on the story time. She's not gonna say anything, she'll probably just sit here and just laugh and stuff until the electricity comes out. But this girl was there in real time when like all of the stuff was happening in my life. Like, no, it's to clean up. I'm gonna cut out this part. But anyways, guys, so now we're fighting about a cake box. But anyways, so I'm drinking Savannah as always, but like this one is a can. I don't know why Vera bought cans, but okay, her husband bought cans. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Her husband bought her what? Her what, guys? Her husband bought cans. Yes, guys, it's happening in real time. My friend is married. You guys watched my vlog, okay? And so yeah, I'm with the wife right now. But to get me angshadanga songs ngisazopuza guys, and ngisazoyenza ama-bad decisions mina self until I find my ubambo lwami. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna tell you guys about the last, like when I dropped out of school. It was matric, ne? But like also guys, like I feel like the electricity is gonna die at some point, ne? And if it does die,
10 p.m.
Yeah, no, you'll flash with your flashlight so that we can finish the story time. So we've got 30 minutes to talk. So anyways, this thing didn't happen with, oh hi Vera, this is Vera, guys. Let's just, oh my god, you moved the box. Why did you do that?
Excuse me, I didn't draw eyebrows.
No, move it back. Move it back.
Okay, cool.
There we go. So this is Vera. We just came out from like a date. She took me out for dinner. How lovely is my friend? She took me out for dinner. I had a nice dinner. There's a lot of food though, you know. So I have takeaways. Anyways, guys, so we went to the same school. Actually, that's where we met, the same high school. But guys, Nane, personally, I was dating this other motherfucker. Ne? It's not a motherfucker. I'm going to call him, because you know, in the story times, like in the other story times, I don't know what I called that guy. So I don't remember what his name is in the other. So I think it's Hepo or something. But for the sake of progress and moving forward, we're just going to call this guy B. Ne? Moving forward. So I dated this guy.
You always call him B?
I do, but like I don't know what I called him in the first story time. I gave him like another name. So like now I'm just gonna go forward with the B thing because Vele, yeah, bro. Hey guys, this boy name. Every day on the intercom, I was being called, guys. Like there was never a day in words go back when my name was not called on the intercom. And bring your Scott as mate. Like I remember that shit like all the time. So this boy got me into the habit of banking school, first of all. So like legit all the time I used to bank school because of this motherfucker. Like this guy never used to want to go to school ever. Like like he never used to go to school, period, right? And we're talking about a rich kid here, so obviously, like, he doesn't care, actually, right? And I mean, I'm young, it's my first love of my life, So mfana, bekahlala ngifonela every day. I me imagine I don't want a bank, yabo. And at first I was like, I've always been a smart kid, so I've never like had problems with like being a slow learner, failing subjects or anything like that. So my issue now was this guy was always trying to get me out of school, sharp. I don't want to talk too much about the school part because I want to get straight to the part where I dropped out of school. So a lot of people thought, look, like, why did she just drop out of school? What had happened was, this nigga he was uncultured, man. He was uncultured. He was uncultured. He was an uncultured swine, actually, because yeah, I think, guys, when I had many situations in this relationship where this boy like kept on cheating with me. Like I had already got into the habit of banking and whatever. But the honest truth is that I didn't drop out of school because I just woke up one day and I was just like, you know what, I like me now, right? Because I was in matric at this time. But what had happened was this guy was just doing way too fucking much. Like he was doing way too much, son. Like cheated so much, guys. Like I didn't have self-love. There was no confidence there. Like this person was supposed to be my husband. You understand that I've already orchestrated my life around this person, and like we're supposed to get married, and really like everything in my mind is already set up. So obviously if somebody's gonna come to me and say, "Oh, your gent is cheating, your gent is doing this and this, that and the other," I'm just like, child, are you telling me to leave my nigga? Fuck you and everything that you stand for. So sharp, this guy is cheating with this girl, he's cheating with that girl, he's cheating with this girl. Man, one day my best friend, my ex-best friend, who also has a baby with him now, she comes to, we're having a date, we're eating pizza, we go Papa's Pizza, at the time it was called Papa's. We're chilling, we're having pizza, man. And then she's chatting with his side chick that we all know in Moscow, because is the one girl like pipe. You know when they say at that time I was eating the dog with the forog. You know, like it was very, very tricky. So she was chatting with this hand. I don't understand why. You know, when I think about it now in retrospect, now that she's also got a baby with him, it's kind of like you know, it's suspect. You get it. So she's like to me, yo, I just got a text from, we're gonna call the fake baby mama. I say fake because she was pregnant, but the baby's not his baby, which we later discovered 3 years later. But that's another story time. But now, just for context, get fake. So we're going to call her
baby girl.
We'll call her baby girl. So baby girl sends a message, and she's not from the country. Yabo, baby girl is from Mars. So baby girl sends a message to my best friend. She says, tell your best friend that when I come back from Mozambique, I'm going to come back and I'm going to live with my baby and our baby. Baby and our baby. Which one is this one now? You know, very confusing. And I'm like, bring your phone here. So I start texting her and I'm like, what baby? And then she was just like, she posted that monkey with the hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. She posted that monkey. And then she posted a baby emoji, like on WhatsApp. There was no pregnancy emoji at the time, yabo. So she posted the baby emoji with the milk bottles and everything. Having a go, guys, like I felt like my whole world was
intertwined.
Yeah, man. I don't understand. I was so confused. So now, because this nigga was my gen, bruh, and we'd been together for the longest time, so I'm just like, bruh, I'm trying to do the math, and the math is not mathing. I'm like, when did these people sleep together, like, to make a baby and stuff? Okay, grand sharp, maybe I don't see him every single day, but I feel like, no, I actually do see him every single day, so maybe I'm not with him every single hour, every single day, but I feel like on this day, this is the day he didn't sleep at home. And now, at a later stage, when this girl is making her math of how far she is with the pregnancy, the math is not mathing, according to me. Shapo, guys, guys, the amount of so what broke me down was this one day I go to this place called Coyotes. So it's called Coyotes Shisanyama. Coyotes Shisanyama. I start charging the phone. Yeah. It's your no. So we go to this place called So we go to this place called Coyotes, guys. I need to have a drink for this, right? So we go to this place called Coyotes, and nobody tells me that day, babes, is a Coyotes because you're gonna hurt your feelings. Hi. I mean, I've never seen this girl in her so-called pregnancy and whatnot. I go to Coyotes that day. When I get there, no, I'm lying. We're chilling there at Coyotes, and that time I had money. I don't know where I had the money, where the money was coming from, but I had money, right? And oh no, I had actually just gotten my trust fund, so I was always balling, right? And this girl was pregnant at around the same time that I had my trust fund, but that didn't stop that nigga from cheating on me, even though he helped me blow like my money and not like almost. Like, yo, thank God for my mother, bro, because if it wasn't for my mom, I would have spent all my money on that guy. I was ready to buy that guy a car. But anyways, I story time on the next story time. So anyways, how guys with my money. Even old boys, like I'm a daughter. I was buying for everybody because I was that girl. Hayi wafika mfana makafika uqhamuka ngemoto yakhe, he was driving le Peugeot le family car le yinzile yale bekayifakela kumnyama lapha phambili. Hamba qhamuka mfana uphethe uhamba ngale moto leyo. Mangise zoks in the car is this girl. Is it not baby girl sitting in the front seat? Please.
With the belly.
If that's not even worse, she got out of the car, guys. Her belly was there. Yeah, but that's when it actually hit me. Guti, no, bruh, babes. Your husband, your alleged husband, the one that you've your man of love of my life, the one that you think it's the one. Nanko is about to have a baby and you're not the baby mama. Hey guys, she's walking around everybody because she's afraid of passing next to me, and the door is here by me. Guys, I thought I was fine that day. And then from there on, guys, I slipped into like this deep ass depression. Like I could not reconcile myself with the fact that this relationship was actually really coming to an end. Like even when I wanted to leave, I just could not, like I couldn't fathom, like I couldn't even imagine myself without this Jen. So like remember, I literally orchestrated my entire life, my future, my children, like my family life, like everything is around this man. And now I need to come to terms with the reality. This person is now impregnated somebody else, and I need to like get out of this relationship. And my brain could not fathom it. Like my brain was not understanding, like my brain was not braining, guys. So it started small, you know, this whole thing of dropping out of school didn't actually, like, I didn't wake up one day and say, Guti, yeah, I'm tired of school. It was like small things like not being motivated to do anything, you know, going to school. When you get to school, you're emotional. So yeah, like I was crying in class every day. So then I stopped actually going to class. I'd go to school, mark the register, go in corner, and then I'd go and I'd sit in the toilet and I would cry the whole time. Like literally, guys, like I kid you not, I cannot make this shit up. If somebody says, how are you? Guys, is going, there's a lot going on. But it's not his baby, but babe, so like let it be, accept Antoine, just like you're telling me to accept. Crush, I mean, say move on.
Yeah, but
on to them.
You were saying accept that shit. So and I say accept that shit.
I'll never do that.
Let it go.
I will never do that. That's my eternal crush, and I'll
move on.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to my previous story time. You will see what I'm talking about. The crush, the one that I fumbled. And I fumbled that boy for this motherfucker who impregnated other people.
Stripper.
So you see where the danger is now.
Moves.
You know where the danger is. So anyways, hi Sham saying Sham is Aram Sham guys vele say into me hlali bhlungu muna ngathi hi Mathayi, how you doing tinge mbetitehle guys, like betehla so like guys betinge bephuma nga 4 at a time, like not one tear, 4 for this side 8 tears at a time. It was a lot, guys. It was a lot, guys. Sometimes we put about 13 this side, 13
okay,
this side. It was a lot.
Counting.
Bro, I was counting. Fuck me, I was counting. Yeah, my heart was painful, guys. Hi, so one day, you know, I was supposed to go to school. My mom called me because she used to call me every day and ask me, so Vugil, say the transport, so let's go in, and I'd be like, yes. One day she calls me, she's like, did you go to school? I'm like, yeah. I'm not getting better. Guys, I stopped bathing. I stopped eating. I stopped getting out of bed. Bathing, babes.
And why Mauko ungathandi man?
Babes, I'm calling for my bed and mango. Oh yeah, because I also did this thing with you last year.
Yeah. Mauko, the water is the enemy.
Yeah, but like I don't get out of bed, period. Like it's not even like I do anything. I literally just stay in my bed and I just cry. Like literally. So this one even found me, like there was a time when I was going again last year and she found me in bed and she was like, "Bri, you've been wearing these clothes since the last time I saw you." And I'm like, "No, that's because I haven't gotten out of bed." Guys, when I get depressed, I get like down bad. So I was in bed and I was not bathing, I was not eating. And I'm obviously sharing this information because like this is like I was vulnerable at the time, and this is like obviously something that's like, you know, as embarrassing as it may be, like mental like health like really matters, guys. You must take care of your mental health. I really mean that shit. Challenge serious. We are just rotating within the bed. So I was doing that thing, rotating within the bed. Then so I did that for months, right? And for months I wasn't going to school. But here's the thing about me, I've always been very, very intelligent. So when I dropped out, it wasn't that I dropped out, guys. I just decided to stay in my bed and sleep. And it just so happened that depression like is just a wild thing, because I decided to stay in my bed one day and sleep, and that ended up being like 8 months. You know what I mean? Like it ended up being like the rest of the year. And so the day when I actually did decide to wake up, because basically my final exams, I was going to write my matric exams, they were like, "But babes, you haven't been at school 80% of the time, so which exams are you going to write? Because you're going to drop our school average significantly because you're going to fail. You got." So they were like, "Yeah, we get it, you're smart. But like, fact is, to qualify to write a matric exam, you need to have been at school 85% of the time or 80% of the time. You don't come to school at all. You get." So they call my mom and they tell her that. My mom tries to convince them. They're like, "Nah, fam, your child doesn't come to school at all." My mom is like, "What the hell? Like, I don't understand." So my mom never lived with me. I lived alone at the time. In fact, I used to live with Umchita. But now that he had gotten somebody pregnant, Umchita had gone back to his house. And he was maneuvering between me and this girl and me and this girl. And it was just a mess. Yeah, it was just a mess, bro. Yo, but we wishy. Like, guys, I was down bad. So I lied to my friends. I don't remember what sob story I told my friends. I don't know why they fell for it, but I told my friends, "Listen, no, man, the way my matric is set up." So I'm like, "No, the way my matric is set up, this, that, and the other." And my friends were so confused, like, "Okay, whatever." So now you can imagine, I'm already depressed. I'm already going through a lot. This guy's got some girl pregnant. Now this girl is starting to post pictures of her stomach on social media. Said too much, man, like, you know. And she sends me messages every now and then. Yo, guys, I was so traumatized. Like, I don't think that I've ever been through anything like that before. Like the pain, guys, like it was like there was something constantly happening in my stomach. Like there was constantly that feeling of, yo, I'm not noticing man. I don't ever want to experience it again, and I don't want anybody to experience it again, like ever, not again, ever. Like like it was bad. And then one, like he's okay. So now I've missed out on matric. I can't write my exams. Sharp. I stick around. Sharp. I stay with my man because I'm a die by that hill. That's the hill I chose, and I'm a die by him. Sharp. How one day, yeah. The guy, the girl. No, I'm lying. Okay, so no, the next year, because the pregnancy was gonna follow through into the next year. So the next year is 2013 now. Now my mom says to me, "Listen, I'm gonna get you a private chef and everything. You're gonna live in a private house. You're gonna live with these white people. They own Damelin and whatnot. They offer matric courses. You're gonna do your matric. What? I'm like, sharp. I go there, guys. I was living soft life. I had a private chef. I had somebody folding my clothes and doing my bed for me. I was living soft life. My mom was paying the most amount of money for rent. I had a home cinema. Like I was living my best life, ne? Sharp, I was focused this time on getting my matric certificate. What's Satani? One day. Just a week before my exams, this motherfucker called me. And he was like, "Hey." And I was like, "Hey." And he was like, "I miss you." Ma'am, if I can tell you guys, I packed my bags with immediate effect. Like, as soon as I got off the phone with that boy, ngayogibela 4 o'clock.
Ekseni or
emini 4 o'clock iteksi yokugcina ngagibela itaxi 4 o'clock ngagibela itaxi ngayikhomba ngabele na sport wangipick up station. He picked me up from the station. I went to the guest house, to the end house. We went to the guest house. It's his guest house. It's a lodge actually. We went to the lodge. I chilled there. told me about how much he misses me. I stayed there for 2 weeks. In that 2 weeks that I'm sitting there, I'm supposed to be writing my matric exams again, but I don't even know because I left my timetable in Middleburg because a boy told me that he missed me. So my mom calls me, she's like, hey, how's exams going? And I was like, exams? Yeah. So guys, you'll have to forgive us. Cheating. So my mom calls me, she's like,
anything for content.
My mom is like, Ebana, like, how is exams going? And I'm like, exams stuff, it's a thing. Which exams are you talking about? She's like, your final exams.
Is it matric year?
Yeah, again, 2013 now. It's the second year, like my second chance to pass matric. So I'm like, these exams you speak of, which ones exactly? My mom is like, yeah, but I've been busy. But I mean, you should have written like your third exam today. I said good luck the other day. Did you even check your messages? And I'm like, nope. Hi, ngigijima timetable, mangibuka timetable sebabhalile onke ama exams sekusele life orientation kuphela and Afrikaans.
Which does nothing for you.
You wish, guys. Now it's 2013. This is the second year again I fumbled matric. So I was like to my mom straight up, listen, bro, I noticed she was gonna hit you hard, but what had happened was, mina ngisena sport mina enza matric usibhala ama exam bese ngikhohliwe uyabona. So I went back to fix my relationship, to fix my marriage. Oh, my mom was done, guys. Like, she was done. My mom was like, you know what, actually, from today onwards, I'm cutting you off. I'm going to come to Middleburg with a truck. We're going to pick up all your stuff and you're going to go back to Nelspruit. And you're going to stay in Nelspruit. And I'm going to cut you off. I'm not going to give you money anymore. Like, you can see to finish what happens from here because clearly you don't want to go to school.
What school were you in there?
I was in Damelin, there in Middleburg. So now, my friends are in second year now, guys. So you need to imagine the impact that has on me also and my mental health as well. That now, again, I've already fumbled another matric again, and my friends now in their second year, they are moving on.
Were you even thinking about your friends?
Not really, no. But like, but yeah, off girl. Person kabanga bonga uthi yongosi amsebaqedile isikole bovere. Bo Clemens hansebayina bo second year. Wena bo Clemens hansebayina bo second year nani mina solo ngihleli lana angina matric. Yabo, and my mom has now cut me off. Like, what am I gonna do now? Hi game, ngisagoyisha baby girl gave birth. When she gives birth, I'm sleeping next to this nigga. So he was supposed to go to Mozambique. Yeah, he was supposed to go to Mozambique when she gives birth, but he didn't go. He went to fetch me instead that day. So he's like, yeah, I love you. I want to be with you. I want to be with you tonight. She's going to give birth. I'm like, sharp. She chills. But me, in my mind, I'm prepared for this thing because like a pregnancy is just a stomach. Like the person is not actually there. It's just a stomach at the time.
No, but
so now,
there's a lot of emotions.
There's a lot of emotions, but I'm talking about the fact that the baby isn't born yet. For me, it's just a girl that has a big stomach, okay. You know, at the time. Yeah. But now, this girl actually gives birth. And since then, they send pictures. His mom is sending pictures. Everybody, here's my baby. Hey, guys.
Oh, God.
I cried, bruh. Like, I broke down and I cried. And he was, like, not even empathetic. Like, he was just like... he was just like... But I feel like you knew this was gonna come, though. You stayed knowing like, why did you stay? Why are you here? If you knew now you're gonna have a whole mental breakdown. Like, he's like, do you see the time, babes? I'm not crazy, so just sleep and deal with your feelings, whatever it is that you're feeling. Yo, guys, it was at that moment that I realized, I need to leave this man. Like, I will die in this relationship.
Was it?
Yeah, I left him then. I mean, I still went back, but I left him then.
Okay.
I left him officially there. I had a child. I used to go back and smash, but I left him. It was at that moment where I left him.
Okay.
I left him. So it was at that moment when I was like, oh shit. And then the next day, I didn't leave the next day, I'm lying. The next day I went to groove with him and then we came back. He was driving his mom's car. He was driving his dad's car. So his mom is in the parking lot and she's like, what are you doing here? Bruh, by the way, me and the mom are like this, best friends, bruh, like best of best friends. And that day she switched up on me, that woman, she was like, Manje, and I was like, which one is this one now? Are you saying this to me now after all these years? And she's like, baby girl.
The child, the kid, a girl?
It was a boy. I'm sure baby girls for me.
Yeah, but you said Maga baby girl.
Yeah, she was asking me, what must she tell the baby mama's mother? Because like they're a family now, and like what the fuck are you doing here? What must I tell my? Well,
is it his kid though?
It's not.
Okay.
But they didn't know that at the time. Why is this not charging? Oh, electricity. So they like, yeah. So what must we tell her? And then she's like, yeah, go home. Hey man. And I'm just like shook. So
plug it with the UPS.
So I'm just like shook. I'm just like, I didn't know what to say. So I started crying because obviously I'm feeling like guys. And then she was like to him, yeah, take her home. No, she was like to the guy that we were with, take her home. And Ini, if I ever see you here again, I'm going to call security. Hey, man, when did this escalate to this level? What are you doing? Yeah. So, hi guys, you're gonna have to forgive us because guys, there's nothing we can do about Cyril's things, okay? So anyways, this woman is like, yeah, Arahambe, she's gonna call the securities for me, like if I ever go back there again, because now I need to accept that her child is in a different stage and like more life thing. You're like, I don't which stage is this one? Like, what's wrong? I don't think they even care about that. The story is too juicy for people to be looking at the messy counter. So anyways, hi man, okay, the guy that we're with, our friend, he's like, okay, let me take you home. Hi, but no, I'm going with you. I said, the mom when you go, I said, bro, you can't treat her like that and speak to her like that and expect me to actually just like be okay with it. I'm going with her. Like I've told you how I feel about this hand. Like I'm legit leaving with her. Yes, I mean, at least it's fighting for me. So at least it's fighting for me. The friend's car's hambe. We went, he booked at a hotel. We slept there. I called my mom and I wept, guys. Like I wept. I was like, what's wrong? I'd say, yo. This woman said 1, 2, 3 to me. After everything I've done for her child, after everything I've done for her, you know what I mean? Like, bruh, that woman doesn't even know how to control her own kid. Like, she would call me when she's going through the most of her kid, and she'd be like, yo, but can you please get your nigga? And I'd be like, gotcha, sis. I got him. You know what I mean? And now she's doing this to me, and it's not even her real grandchild, dog, you know. But obviously nobody believed me when I told them that, so everybody thought I was delusional as fuck. I don't blame them though, because I didn't actually have proof, but I knew. Yeah, bro. So anyways, so now he had these episodes of coming to my house when he's drunk, passed out drunk, his phone is off, and maybe when I go to the toilet, it's like I'll find somebody sleeping by my door, and I'm just like, what's going on? This guy was miserable, bro. Like, yes, dude, he used to pass out. Like, yeah, I'm this one time I laid, and I'm just like, when I like, you know, because it's dangerous. Also, like, you know, I can think you're a criminal. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And then he did that once for Kokotela. I'm so like, yo, it was a mess, guys. Like, it was a messy space in my life. Okay, sure, but my mom is just like, you know what? But still, I'm not participating. Experience bad. That's a scholar, dog. Like, other than that, there's nothing we can discuss. Sharp, okay. I decided, because you know what, guys, 2014, I'm gonna go to school. My mom was like, I must go to CFAPS. I was like, excuse me.
Don't do what? Go to school.
She was like, no, you'll finish them. And I'm like, you want Nkatha to kill me? You want that man to beat me to death? Is that what you want? Because that school is for like really like rebellious kid, and sharp given I might be rebellious, but they beat people there, bro. Like, what do you think is gonna happen to me, dog? I talk back even. I was like, nah, if you don't love me, you must just say that, dog. Just say that then, you know. So my mom was like, pick a school. I picked my own school. I picked my own high school. The thing is, I need to finish the story time because I'm not just listening now. I don't really have much time to actually like do this, and honestly speaking, tomorrow I'm gonna be busy with other stuff, and I'm not gonna be telling the same story like twice. You know what I mean? So I will edit the story, and you guys will just literally just have to watch me in the dark. I'm literally doing this for you guys because I'm Tanza, and I feel like you guys deserve this content. So anyways, what was I saying? I was like, I will pick my own high school. But when are you mad, fam? You want to take me to that school so they can abuse me and kill me? Because they were definitely going to kill me at that school, bruh. Because I'm legit like a badass. Like, I'm a rebel. Sharpum. My mom was like, pick a school. My kids, okay? Skolo, my kids in the high school. Guys, there were cockroaches the size of my face at that school. Cockroaches this big. You see those cockroaches? If you try to kill it, it flies straight into your face. And it feels like this cockroach is going to kill me first before I kill it. There were huge ass cockroaches there, bruh. Like, yo, I did not have a good time. I did not have a good time. I went to school for like rejects, okay? And yo, and when I say rejects, I mean a lot of rejects. Like, I went to school for kids that just could not pass matric, kids that had babies and like not one baby, like multiple babies, and they kept dropping out. I went to school for kids that like just didn't want to go to school, rebellious. Their parents were also just trying to get rid of them. Like some of them were there for the sports because the school was really good in terms of sport. Yo, there was a lot that was happening at that school, bruh. And I like was probably the only cheese girl there. If I'm being completely honest, like I was the only kid there that was actually speaking English, like that was actually like, you know. And then I met my friend Prosper. She's amazing. She's still my friend, that one. You know, I think that's the one thing that kept me strong in that school, because Prosper also had like a really deep, painful story and related so much. But like her story was like worse, but like we related so much and we became friends and we were together at hostel, you know. And we still homies even today. She's still my day one, like, you know what I mean? Like we, you know, yeah, hey. But it was really, really difficult. They used to cook cabbage. That time I can't eat food that doesn't have meat. Like, I'm not used to it. So it used to be a challenge. You know, like there was just a lot of things that were happening that I was not used to. And it was like really scary. You know, like, oh, guys, even at that school, that Satan came to get me once. Like, he called me this one time. In fact, I'm lying. I was dating someone at the school. And one day, I really missed my ex, like, because I hadn't spoken to him. I cut him off like from the day after his mom kicked me out, whatever. So I hadn't spoken to him in like, let's say maybe maybe 8 months, you know, maybe 8 months or so, you know, a year. And so I really missed him. Like, I missed everything about him. Like, I didn't even care about all the bad things. I just missed him. And also, I was just so sad. Like, I was grieving, like, that relationship. I was just like, how could this happen to me? Like, this is so painful. It was so painful. I was with my boyfriend at the time, and my boyfriend and I were sitting down together, and he was talking to me, and I started crying. And my boyfriend was like, why are you crying? I cried. Like, I cried so much that you would have thought that somebody died. And when he was like, what's wrong? And I was like, I miss him. And my boyfriend was like, what? And I was like, I miss him. And my boyfriend was like, you know, I love you so much. And I've never seen you like this, and I don't ever want to see you like this again. So please call him and tell him to come and see you. And I was like, no, I can't do that. And my boyfriend was like, call him. Guys, I'm gonna call it even more. My boyfriend was like, okay, shop now, I'll call him for you. My boyfriend called him. And my boyfriend was like, yo, babes. Well, not babes. I mean, he was calling my ex. He was like, yo, listen, this hand is in a state. Like, she's in a state, and I feel like you're the only person that knows her better than everybody else, and perhaps maybe you should come through and just see her, because wow, I've done everything and it's not working. And I feel like at the end of the day, like, she's my girlfriend, yes, but I feel like and maybe her and I can salvage this situation, but maybe she just needs to get the closure that she needs from you. So are you able to come through? He was like, why is she sending other people to call her? Give her the phone. And then my boyfriend at the time was like, talk to him. And I took the phone and I was crying like, hello. And he's like, hey. And I'm like, oh, I miss you so much. Oh my God, guys. Oh, such a clown. Such a clown. You know, but heartbreak will do some other things to you guys. Love is a drug and will fuck you up even more than actual drugs will. So I was crying like, I miss you so much. Like, I couldn't breathe. Like, you know when you, like, your heart is so I couldn't breathe. Like, I could not breathe. Like, I I was like literally on the floor and I was like hugging myself, like I was trying to keep myself from falling apart. I was literally holding myself like this, Kuti. Like I was holding onto myself, Kuti. You need to hold yourself, otherwise you're gonna fall apart. You know what I mean? My knees just got weak. On the floor and I cried. Like I was like I cried was bad. Everybody was like, what's wrong? My boyfriend is like, no, she just got some bad news. Yo ngakhala. And then he called back and he's like, hey, and I'm like, hey, he's like, why are you crying? And I'm like, oh my god, everything is just falling apart, I miss you. And he was like, like, why don't you just call me and tell me that you're not okay and you want to see me so I can come, you know? And I'm like, he's like, should I come now? And I'm like, yes, please. He came, bruh. He came. And remember, we're in hostel. That time they made me head of hostel because I'm like the naughtiest person in the hostel. So like everybody else like follows me and everybody else listens to me. So if I behave myself or if they make me the head of the hostel and the deputy secretary of the principal, then obviously everybody else is gonna act right. Babes, did I not walk out of that school gate live? Because that boy was like, come. And then I went and everybody was like, but you're not allowed to go in. If you're head of hostel, I packed my bags and I left. My boyfriend was standing there and he was just watching. It was the craziest thing ever. Yo, even more when I saw him. You wish. And he was like, what is wrong? Like, why are you feeling a cut? And I'm like, no, because you did this. And then that's when he started telling me, like, he doesn't even think it's his child. I may have been right. And I'm like, but that doesn't change the fact that you hurt me. Like, you broke my heart, bruh. And you ruined my life at that also. Like, now I'm at this shitty ass school. I'm fucking eating cabbage and shit. And it's all because of your ass. Like, you know, like, you drove me to that state of depression. Do you know what I mean? Like, you and I had plans together and you fucked it all up because of, like, vagina. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could have... Dude, you could have even treaded carefully. You could have cheated and not done none of that extra shit. But you did the most. Like, you get. He was like, yeah, he gets it. He's sorry. I spent a day with him. And then the next day I woke up and I was fine. And I went back to school. And then I called my boyfriend and I was like, dude, I'm sorry about what happened yesterday, but I need to break up with you. Because, like... you know, like, I obviously have some shit that I need to deal with, you know, like, and that guy was like so sweet. He was like, yeah, I'm here for you. So we stayed friends. What's happening? We stayed friends, him and I. And you know, when I always felt like, but like, at the same time, he was just like, thank you for like being so honest and stuff like that. And he was like, I really don't blame you because like what happened to you is like really not, it's not nice, you know. I don't even know how I was gonna deal with what had happened to you get. So vele kwabang lokho nje lokuthi nje ish sahlukana, and then I just didn't date anyone after that. I was just like, I need to be by myself. I went to Varsity, focused on my books. Like, I was just like, nah. Like, I made sure I passed by that school. Like, I wanted to get the fuck out of there. I made sure that I passed. Six of us only passed. Prosper being one of the 6. Out of all 200 or so students that were there in that matric, 6 of us only passed. So when I tell you it was a reject school, you must hear me out. You know what I mean? So, and I wanted to pass because I used to study all day, all night. I used to even teach at the school. You know what I mean? Like, I even started teaching extra lessons, and the principal, like the director of the school would actually pay me because I was like top 10 and not number 10 and not number 2 either. I was top 10 and number 1. You get? So I used to like teach there, and he would give me money and stuff, and I had to get the fuck out of there. And I passed, and I was happy, and I still love that guy, and I love them for giving me an opportunity. Also, because I beat up some people in that school as well. I did a lot in that school, you know, and they gave me the opportunity, and I rebranded my life. I got my matric certificate, got a bachelor's degree, distinction and everything, went to Varsity, got into law school, and today I'm an advocate. But it was not easy, guys. I went through the most. And even in varsity, I still went through the most, because even in varsity, I still had relapses where I would miss him crazy. Like if something happens, I would call him and blame him for everything that's ever gone wrong in my life. Literally, I could go to the shop and an egg falls, and I'd go home and I'd call this boy and I'd be like, yeah, an egg fell today at ShopRite. It's because of you. My whole life is falling apart. I can't even hold a fucking egg because you broke me so much. Like, it was bad, guys. It was bad. It took me 7 years to go from being that girl to this woman. Like, it literally took me 7 years to heal from that situation. There was nothing anybody could have said or done to console me, to make me feel better. Bezkala, guys. And and then he calls me this 1 year, and I'm in 3rd year now. He's now in a different country. He's in Mauritius, actually. It's like, you need to come to Mauritius. I'm like, for what? It's like, I miss you. But at the same time, he's also busy calling his other bitches. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Oh my God. Here's another light. So at the same time, he's calling his other bitches. And he's like, yeah, you need to come to Mauritius. And I'm like, what am I going to do in Mauritius? You know? And then he's like, yeah, you know, I need to tell you something. That girl, you were right all along. I'm so sorry that I called you a psycho, you know, and everybody didn't believe you and shit like that. That girl lied. It wasn't my baby. 3 years later. 3 years later. 3 years later. You? I started crying all over again because I was triggered. Not long from then. Okay, so that was then. I'm chilling. I said, it's fine. Yeah, but and I tried to be cordial. And he would call me and talk to me. And I would talk to him also, and you know, be there for him. I can video call. I'm say, I'm in lectures. Sharp whatever. And then a year later, I discover that my best friend has a baby. And my best friend randomly stopped talking to me, and I didn't understand why, like randomly. But I was in varsity, so I couldn't really. I was just like, you know, because also I never used to go home. Yeah, but one day I get a call and they're like, yeah, so your best friend's baby. And I'm like, my best friend's baby? My best friend, baby. I don't even understand, because I haven't spoken to her in such a long time. So, why? What? Anyways, so I call this Han, and I'm like, so could the reason why you stopped talking to me be because you have a baby with my ex? And she's like, who told you? Yeah. At this time when I'm finding out the baby is 1 year old, so it's not 1 year later, it's like maybe 2 years later. And I'm in my final year, and I'm writing my final exams like the following week, as in 2 days from that day. I had a whole entire mental breakdown again. I was like, you know what? This is not my burden to carry. This is not my sin. This is not my fault. If she was fucking around and they were fucking around, the two of them, that ain't got shit to do with me. And I'm dead as going to focus on passing these fucking final exams and getting this law degree, because I'm not going to get to the finish mark and then now suddenly somebody is pregnant, and now I must crumble again, and I must go back to not having a degree, just like I did with the matric certificate and stuff like that. So I was like, nah, all the best with that, guys. And I'm here now, and that's a story time for another day. I'll tell it on the next story time. But that's what happened with the matric thing. And like, when I say to take care of your mental health, I'm serious. With me, my mental health even hurts, but like, I don't just get depressed. I can get sad, but like, when I'm talking about depression, I'm talking about a different game ball altogether. I'm talking about depression is like when I don't get out of bed. That's when you know what I know the color for it. So what Vera is talking about, what's with you and that? She saw that once, and I think it's only happened twice to me. You know, And the second time it was happening to me, I even told her, I feel like this guy is making me relive my other ex after this one. The one I said as a prostitute, I told her, I'm like, I feel like this guy is making me relive the experiences that I experienced with that other guy. And being in a man, like, guys, I could not get out of bed, like, to go and take a shower. Open my curtains. What do you mean, bruh? Like, I'm talking, we came back from Groove from one night where there was drama. That night, and then, okay, good night, mama. And then, Masengbuya. With those clothes, and I slept for a week. Maybe a week is too much, but like maybe 2 days. Vera came 2 days later, and she's like, "Weren't you wearing this that day when that incident happened?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Why haven't you gotten out of bed and showered or something and opened your curtain?" And it's like, "What's going on?" And that's just like, that's what I'm saying. Because I am in point of to deal with another heartbreak. I don't have the capacity to deal with another heartbreak. I can't. I actually won't survive it, even if I want. If I wanted to. I don't think I can. Like, I'm tired. I feel like I've done enough healing, and that's that. So that is how I actually dropped out of matric. It wasn't like I woke up and I was like, "Yeah, fuck school. Yeah, poo. No, it's not how it happened. I just stopped taking care of myself. So yeah, guys, my neck is so painful from this bending, in the story time. But yeah, guys, this is it. This is the story time. Thank you so much for watching this. I'm so sorry that you guys have to watch me in a compromised situation like this one, but unfortunately for content, it is what it is, and I am busy. I'm not going to be able to film tomorrow or any other day, and I promised another story time soon, so I'll be dropping this one, and this is where I leave you. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you are new here, like I said, welcome home. If you are a returning subscriber, don't forget to do the right thing. Like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications, and share, guys. Let's make it road to 500. We're almost there. Let's keep pushing. Thank you for the support. I love you guys. Mwah!